All right. Hey, everybody. It's Ted. I'm here with my longtime friend, Peter.
Hey guys, Peter here.
And we've come together to share with the world a passion that we've shared pretty much since the beginning of our friendship, which
Yeah,
is the world of fan fiction, which has so many. It's just such a nuanced genre of literature that just continues
yeah,
to give and give the more you read it.
yeah. I would add that I think fan fiction is the new frontier of literature. And I want to say, whatever we end up talking about fan fiction, I think we both admire it and admire
Yeah,
its writers, its authors. We think that no matter who is writing fan fiction or what it is, it's always entertaining, even if it's entertaining, maybe in a comic way or in a tragic way. It's always really interesting, and that's really,
right.
what else could you expect from literature except for it to be interesting? I think that's really
Yeah.
the goal of a lot of genre.
No, yeah, that's what I was gonna say next is I sincerely believe it. I think fan fiction and the fact that it is made is good. So even if I
Yeah,
make fun of it, I think this is still way better than
yeah,
most things.
yeah. I mean, I think especially on the internet, like there's so many
Yeah.
bad things you could be doing on the internet, um, and this is really one of the better things that you could be doing on the internet. That being said, I mean, these things can end up being pretty funny, and so we want to showcase some of the best ones
Yeah.
uh, on this podcast.
Right. So I've picked one today that Peter he hasn't read. I haven't read the whole thing, but I've scanned through it and it seems to be a pretty good piece. Um, it comes from the world. My personal favorite franchise to draw fan fiction from currently is usually Legend of Zelda. I feel like has some good. It is always pretty good, and so I guess that's all I need to say. So each of these fan fictions will start with the title, the username of the author, and then fanfiction.net allows them to write like a short bio of their own
Whi-
work,
which they
um,
always do.
which they always do. So there'll be an introduction. So today's piece is Forgotten Fragments by Realm of Blue. Realm of Blue is all one word, and each word, the first letter is capitalized.
Yeah, yeah.
So here's what they've written about to advertise this pre-game period. I don't know what that memories lost and forgotten. The weight on their shoulders forced them to part before it brought them together. Silent struggles and countless failures plague them both, but maybe they can find peace in the knowledge that they aren't alone. A collection of moments that focus on Link and Zelda's experiences as they face the coming calamity with a capital C because
Well,
it's
right. I mean, it's
Dylan
Calamity
and Brett.
Ganon.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and their own
This is
weaknesses.
we don't know the stories either, but this might be a spoiler, and these might have spoilers in them.
Yeah,
So
this might
if
have
you haven't finished The Legend of Zelda, Breath of the Wild, this might be
right.
some spoilers for you.
It's rated fiction T. The language is
Oh, nice.
English. It's filed under Angst, Hurt, and Comfort,
Yes.
starring
These
Link and Zelda. 2 chapters, 1,568 words, 2 reviews, 3 faves.
Just one more thing, if you don't know
Yeah.
how fanfiction.net archives its fan fictions, they're under these very like weird broad categories like angst and like comfort,
Romance,
romance.
comedy,
Yeah,
really
romance is one.
anything under the sun.
Yeah, and but they are weirdly specific like that. And so if you want to find your own, they're all like cataloged in that way on
And this
fanfiction.net.
was updated March 8th. So this is
Oh,
2020.
oh my God, 20
That,
days ago.
yeah.
It's
Um,
exciting.
it's 2 chapters. So chapter 1 is simply titled Isolation.
That's the angst part. We haven't gotten to the comfort part yet.
Well, that might come in. There's 2 chapters, and
Yeah,
chapter 2
yeah.
is called Apology.
Oh, yeah. Okay,
So
that's definitely okay, yeah.
that's definitely comfort.
Yeah, yeah.
There she went, right past him. He only caught a glimpse of her, but that didn't change the way he stiffened at the sight of his princess.
Oh, stiffened. That's awesome.
A
I can see why it
strange,
was rated T.
a strange sense tugged at his heart when he saw the distraught expression on her face, and he ducked his head. No wonder she
Oh,
hadn't noticed him. She was probably angry at him anyway.
damn.
No wonder
There's a little too much telling, I would say. If I could have some author notes. Too much telling, not enough showing. The ducking was nice, but
yeah.
sorry.
No, I don't quite understand. No wonder she hadn't noticed him. She was probably angry at him anyway.
Yeah, it's in
Thinking that
medias.
because she was angry,
Yeah.
it would make her more likely to not notice him.
Wait a second.
I guess that doesn't really matter. Link tried to brush off the encounter as he made his way to the training grounds,
Come
marching
on,
through.
you've never felt like this? You've never been walking
I,
by a crush or something and you kind of duck your head down so they don't see you because they're mad at you?
I do that like every day where I work.
Awesome.
I like Link. I try to brush off the encounter as he made his way to the training grounds, marching through the corridors with his mind set on honing his skills once more. A few scratches weren't any reason to slack off, and he couldn't let his guard down with his new position as appointed capital A Knight capital K. His new
Oh,
position
well,
as
yeah.
appointed
Oh, of
Knight.
course.
These all do start in media res because
Yeah.
fanfiction is nothing if not clearly sensationalist, and the
Yeah,
authors
yeah.
just don't have time to like establish
Well,
because
I
it's
mean,
already been done. That's the
yeah,
great thing about
exactly. They
fanfiction.
don't need to, it's just like they can just go, hit the ground running. But I think part of this is like, in Breath of the Wild, how there'll be like memories, like you'll like, because Link like awakens with no memory, and you'll like walk around the world and like you'll remember things. I think this is supposed to be one of those moments. Like when because like this is clearly before the calamity. And so like you're supposed to and so like I think the
Well,
idea
is it? I have no idea when this is supposed to be happening.
well Link was okay, so the two options are
Oh,
before.
pre-game, because that's what they say in the description.
Oh, pre-game, not pre-game.
Yeah,
Pre-game. Yeah.
pre-dash.
Yeah, that was
I
stupid.
think I should just keep
None of these
reading.
writers have ever attended a pre-game, so we shouldn't have done that.
Whether it be like a sporting event,
Yeah, just
drinks,
any type of pre-game. Yeah. Okay,
kind of
sorry. Yeah, keep going.
scrimmages.
Yeah. So this
All
is
right.
before the game. Okay.
So yeah, yeah. So he wants to hone his skills, and he's been
Sure.
the appointed knight. Eyes
Yeah.
burned into his back when he walked into the open yard. His champion blue,
Hurts.
clashing with the dull grays of trainees and knights alike.
Oh, right, because he's the champion, so he has like the blue tunic
Yeah.
on.
He stuck out anywhere he went, but here he received jealousy and hatred rather than the usual discrimination. I'm sorry, is Link not like Aryan white in this particular fanfic? Like, sometimes it seemed dawning that blue meant nothing but loneliness. This is a really like what's the name of that like British like thought where it's like the response of the white man's burden, it's the
Yeah.
responsibility.
Yeah,
That's
definitely.
what Link is definitely
Link
feeling
has the white man's burden.
of training on these gray trainees.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, is that the hero of Hyrule himself, boys? A voice to his left taunted.
Just me and the boys making fun of the hero of time.
Link kept walking, ignoring the jeers that followed. Isn't he like their boss? He should Link kept walking, ignoring the jeers that followed, his face a mask of indifference. He silently wondered which one of
Oh,
his
is that a Majora's Mask reference? Did he buy the Mask of Indifference from the mask salesman?
it allows him to like uh
Not care about
cover the
stuff.
pain, yeah.
Yeah. To be
Angst
angsty.
and hurt. He
Yeah.
silently wondered which one of his brothers in arms said it. Not that it really mattered. Okay. There wasn't much in the way of friends when you carried a certain sword on your back.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Woo!
How'd the quality time with the princess go? Another mocked. She declared her undying love for her knight in shining armor yet? This is
Yes.
so like a match made in the sacred realm, a hum and then a chuckle. So like, yeah, like, Link stared at the ground as he went. The mention of Princess Zelda and their expedition striking a chord. The future Queen of Hyrule wanted nothing to do with him. ... 4 dots. He
Oh
couldn't
yeah.
say he blamed her.
That's another thing about fan fiction writers. So they don't know what ellipses are, or like how to use them, or what they know how to use them. They just don't get it. Like it's 3, it's not 4, it's not 2, it's not 5, it's 3. So rarely is it 3 in these stories.
Stop it with the interrogation, guys. He's obviously too high and mighty to talk to us low lives. Anyway, these words were laced with
Why is he even there? Just leave.
clearly this day it was just
Yeah.
a loss.
Yeah,
These
just
words were laced with more hatred than the others, said through gritted teeth. They really hate him.
Yeah, they must really don't like him.
His silence had earned this treatment. Oh, Link, you don't deserve this.
Yeah. I think Link needs a therapist, honestly.
Link,
And by that I mean the realm of blue needs a therapist.
Link clenched his fists and the grounds for any open practice areas too far away. Catching the hint that he wasn't welcome here, he veered towards the fields on the other side.
Is this like a rec soccer tournament?
Yeah, I can't like picture this at all. This he's in the dome.
Yeah. He's trying out for travel soccer team, and they're all making fun of him.
This wasn't the first time he was unwanted in the official grounds. Some of the kinder soldiers insisted that it just wasn't fair to fight with him, even more so since he was chosen by the Blade of Evil's Bane. But
Yeah,
many just cast aside for the sake of showing him he wasn't worthy of the sword. I
love the fact that this is like the people who are making fun of him are like the NPCs in the game. Like they're just like the person who like stands in front of the gate in Hyrule and like in like Ocarina of Time, and he's just like a complete obstacle. Like to you, like he means nothing except just like he's in the way.
And I love how it's written like this is like the instruction manual on the inside of like the disc, the game box. Like it's like the story so far, and it's like some of the kinder soldiers insisted that the evil, like it's just all spoken with like the language of the.
No, it sounds like the Wikia. It sounds like the fandom page.
Right. He didn't know why they got the idea he thought himself worthy in the first place. ... He didn't choose this. His sword ripped through the air. The decision was his to make. Another slice and then a thrust.
He's just murdering all of them.
Yeah. Link let his thoughts flow through freely as he wielded the Master Sword, fighting an invisible enemy with a deadly sword of grace. It felt right, italics, in his grip. Just as right as the stances ingrained into his memory from years of practice, or the rush.
Realm of Blue is texting the nicest soldiers, and he's like, "Hey, don't come to school tomorrow. I'm bringing the Master Sword."
Oh, Realm of Blue, you're referring to the author?
Yeah, the author. Yeah.
When you said that earlier, I was like, is that a Zelda thing that I don't know about? Which would be unlikely.
Yeah. As a
bit of a
snakes are ropes.
one of the anointed few who knows that in Zelda the snakes are canonically named ropes.
Yeah, of course. And the bats are keys.
Bats are keys. It felt right in his grip, just as right as the stances ingrained into his memory from years of practice, or the rush of adrenaline during a fierce battle. But I'm just imagining Nico playing the Switch,
Yeah.
like. But amidst all the rightness, there was a lingering fear and a voice that couldn't be heard. ... So that's right. He spun around and swung harder, gritting his teeth against the weakness. He had to be unbeatable. Everything he knew, everything he loved depended on him. There's no context.
Yeah, no, well, you don't need context. It's fanfic.
Hyrule depended on him. He fought until he no longer had the energy to call himself inadequate.
Oh, it's kind of, it's cute.
Yeah, I like that. But it's like, but even like, I don't know like what, because
Yeah, I don't know what he's talking.
Yeah, because often like you can like read a fanfic and be like, okay, so this is like after the events of this game.
Yeah.
But that's just I don't I never.
So I'm pretty sure there is a thing in what's it called, in Breath of the Wild, where Zelda doesn't like Link until he saves her from like bandits and stuff.
Oh.
So I think this is like before that.
Okay.
But even then it like
Pre-game.
still doesn't.
Okay.
Pre-game.
Yeah,
But
because I haven't played it, so I don't.
well, no, but even if you have, I mean, it still doesn't like make a lot of sense. like I still don't really get why he, like, even in that, like, Link is not a very like complicated, doesn't have a complicated interiority in that game.
No.
You know, it's like he's a silent hero. That's like the whole like conceit of the game, is that he doesn't talk. And so like I don't know anything about Link or like his emotions. So like, Realm of Blue, try your best, but it's not like I have any forethought about what Link thinks about Zelda. Like he could hate Zelda too. I don't know.
Well,
that would be somewhat interesting, but clearly he didn't go with that route with this fanfic.
So that's where the chapter ends.
That was it. Oh my god.
And then there's an author's note by Realm of Blue.
Oh, of course.
Author's note. First of all, thank you for reading. I will be adding to this really soon, so I hope you enjoyed the first bit enough to read more. I basically want to make this a compilation of one-shots / scenes that take place pre-calamity. See, I would have liked. So this.
Yeah, that would be a good author's. So I wish.
Wait.
Okay, yeah. Sorry. Go.
It won't exactly be chronological. ... More like a random slideshow of memories that weren't included in the game. I'll be switching between Link and Zelda's POV throughout. There will be a lot of angst, parentheses, and I mean a lot, but I want to sprinkle in some gasp, happy stuff, which ... will probably consist of Link stuff, fluff. I guess we'll see how that goes. Anyway, comments are welcome, so thanks in advance for any feedback.
Is Link the ship name of Zelda and Link?
I guess, yeah, because it's capital Z-E and then capital L Ink.
That's really stupid. But that's kind of what I suspected was the but what is very interesting to me, so like another trope of these fanfics is that they all have author's notes that could very easily just be part of the story. But like clearly this guy has chosen not to do that for some reason, but whatever. No skin off my nose, I guess.
Yeah, it's like this could be like a paragraph in text.
Yeah, it like from the narrator's point of view,
or just be like Link woke up.
Yeah,
nothing bad had happened in such a long time.
Yeah. Or like, but everybody knew the calamity was coming, but it hadn't come yet because it's pre-game.
Pre-game, yeah.
Pre-game.
So maybe we're just dumb. I don't know. This is chapter 2, apology, and this is the second.
He's apologizing for writing it.
Mostly, yeah. It's now or never, Zelda thought, looking out at the lone figure on the far side of the oasis. Though it scared her, she forced herself to walk before she could talk herself out of it. Desert sand crunched beneath her boots, and the morning sun shone down on her with all its brightness. Soon, I will say, Realm of Blue, as far as like prose goes,
Mm-hmm. Pros
it
goes.
prose goes is I'd say like a rung or two above like what you at
Yeah. I
find.
mean, he's clearly like at least in high school,
Yeah,
or she. They are clearly at least in high
yeah.
school, which is, I mean, that's like at the a bare minimum, I think, for that. Yeah. No, I appreciate that for sure.
Soon the chatter of the bazaar faded away, and she was left with dead silence. Walking alone for even such a short distance gave her a chill, with the Yiga incident fresh in her mind. But all that
Yeah.
went away when she approached Link. So can you tell me, is this
Yeah, so the there's like a this is in other Zelda games as well. You know how there's like bandit groups of bandits
yeah.
sometimes?
Oh,
The one in Breath of the Wild is called the Yiga clan, and you have to defeat them. And like the one of the memories that you get that like Link recovers
uh-huh.
after he wakes up is him saving Zelda from the Yiga clan. But it's not that Zelda doesn't like him before that. It's just that she's like doing her own thing. Like she's researching the um the uh uh the ancient technology just around Hyrule, like, and preparing for the calamity. And her father's always like, "Hey, you shouldn't do this. You need to be the queen," stuff like that. And he keeps like telling Link to follow her, and she keeps telling Link to leave her alone because she's like doing her own thing. Um, and she's doing her own thing, and then she gets captured by the Yiga clan, or like cornered by the Yiga clan, and Link saves her. Um, that being said, like that's kind of then they're kind of like chill, you know. Then they're kind of like friends again.
So that's where we are
Yeah, I
in the
guess.
fic.
I mean, yeah. I mean, it's pretty presumptuous to say that like you need to like these are added memories that are important to the story. That it itself was like not enough to be a story, but whatever.
So she was scared, but then it went away when she approached Link. He
Yeah.
was kneeling in the sand, fishing apples out of his pack and
Okay.
deftly skidding them with a small dagger. I like that.
Yeah, that's cute. I
That's
like that.
just so like God. They really, I. It is just so like that sentence and like this is so full of just like the trope of like video game prose.
Yeah, yeah.
Like like it reminds me kind of the 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 children's fiction like the Del Toro books. Did you ever read the where
No,
it's
I
like the
didn't.
seven gems of Del where it was just like high fantasy
Right, right.
for like
Small people. Right.
children, yeah.
Yeah.
And this just reminds me a lot like that. This is what would like they would just have packs. It's like
Yeah, yeah.
I fished this out of my pack.
Yeah.
Like there's nothing about pack that is so like
Yeah, yeah.
uh
Because you're never gonna say inventory, you know, like
yeah,
that. He was fishing apples out of his inventory.
like his eyes rolled back in his head as he
Yeah,
was,
yeah. He pressed pause
or
and
like
inventory.
he
Yeah,
was
yeah. He's
like
he's in
a
his mind palace.
like minority for yeah man.
Yeah, yeah.
And definitely skinning the apples with a small dagger. Zelda didn't know why he had chosen to do such a task away from the oasis, but Link was a puzzling creature.
He's being played by the main, like the guy who's playing the game. He's just like fucking around.
Good morning, she greeted, wincing a little at the realization that this was the first time she'd said anything of that nature to her knight. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Link didn't seem to notice her awkwardness, or if he did, he hid it under a mask of unfeeling.
Oh, that's another mask. He's
Yeah.
getting so is this
What was it? Mask of indifference, and now it's mask of
mask of
unfeeling.
yeah, that's pretty cool.
It is.
I didn't know those existed. Are those canon?
I didn't know Link was suffering
Yeah,
so
I
much.
didn't know that either. Yeah.
I always just thought he was dumb. like a little,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
a screw loose sort of thing.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, but you can't be the hero of time and also be
No,
super smart. That's why they have
like
Zelda.
have a
Zelda's supposed to be
conscience.
this. Yeah, Zelda's supposed to be the smart one. Link's supposed to be the strong one. Ganon's supposed to be the evil one. That's
Right.
like the
Well,
whole.
he has courage, which I think everyone would
Yeah,
agree takes a cert
yeah,
to be so courageous.
yeah,
It has a to me a
yeah,
positive relationship with being dumb.
yeah, yeah. You can't be smart and
You know, with
courageous.
some caveats, obviously, but
Yeah.
in this world,
Yes.
uh,
In Hyrule, you mean?
yeah. So he didn't notice her awkwardness, or if he did, he mask of unfeeling. Instead, he turned towards her, still peeling the apple, and bobbed his head at a small pile of skinless fruit on the blanket beside him. Are you hungry? Link took a seat next to him. Yes, I would, but I would like to say something. Her eyes flitted from side to side nervously, and she held her breath. First, she added awkwardly. Oh, like I would like to say
I'd
something
like to say
first.
something first. Yeah.
Yeah. Link stopped working, patiently awaiting orders. Having his full attention was both refreshing and terrifying.
I could see how that could be terrifying.
Another deep breath filled Zelda's lungs, and she played with the golden buttons on her fingerless gloves. I wanted to say that I'm
That's
sorry
so
for
funny.
everything. She's sorry.
Yeah, yeah. She's sorry.
He
That's
blinked
cute.
rapidly. How I've treated you thus far is not the way anyone should be treated, and I apologize. You've been wonderfully patient, not to mention exceptional at saving my life, and I've only been selfish and irrational.
I can't help but feel that Realm of Blue is projecting something onto this story. Man does nothing wrong, and woman apologizes for doing nothing.
Realm of Blue. It was
Realm of
not
Blue.
it was not hard to focus on Link's expression, but at the same time she wanted to hide her face. He was probably shocked, unable to believe that she would have the audacity to apologize to him after everything she'd done. The author
What
could
did
at
she
least
do?
allude to like because it makes me think that Realm of Blue is thinking of something maybe a little more drastic.
Yeah, I
I
mean,
hope this
from
gets
what I
explained.
from what I remember of the game, it was literally just she just told him to leave her alone.
So she put him in the friend zone.
Yeah, yeah.
She
Yeah,
cucked
yeah.
him.
Yeah, Zelda put him in the friend zone so he couldn't. I mean, that is kind of like they're never like, I mean, they're like 12 in the game or something. Like they're not like they're teenagers at most, you know?
Well, that's when they're horniest,
Yeah,
to be
good point.
fair.
Good point. Yeah.
He was probably shocked, unable to believe that she would have the audacity to apologize to him after everything she'd done. Her mind flashed to that day in Hebra, and she hated herself even more.
Oh yeah, that's the place. I can't remember what. Oh, that's the snow place, I think. God, there's probably somebody listening to this who like memorized the plot
Yeah.
line of, and he's like, Hebra is the northernmost province of Hyrule.
And there are
Fucking idiot.
people I'm sure who are clinging to our every word,
Yeah,
explaining
yeah,
the,
yeah, yeah, yeah. We're like,
the
I've never
context of
heard
Zelda.
of that.
Like my mom is like, okay, so
Yeah. So Zelda is bad.
pre-calamity, yeah.
Zelda is actually bad.
In this fic, Zelda is bad. It was hard not to focus. Sorry, I keep rereading that.
It's
All
okay.
this time, I was thinking of my own problems, of my own failures. She trailed off, struggling uselessly to stay professional. And well, it wasn't fair to you or my kingdom. You have every reason to hate me. A sudden wave of horrible shame washed over her. She avoided his eyes. I wish I'd realized sooner how childish my actions were. Her voice wavered and she swallowed. I hope you can forgive me.
I would forgive her.
Yeah, me too. Genuine concern covered every inch of her knight's face. I just like, yeah, it's so weird. That's such a
Man, is that another mask?
like
Genuine concern.
yeah, I just Zelda turned away, wishing she hadn't looked. He didn't know how much worse that made her feel. Her stoic knight actually worried. A tear slipped down her cheek and she wiped away in frustration. Again, she was breaking down like an infant in the presence of her guard, no less.
Uh-oh.
Why couldn't she just keep it together like she was supposed to? God, these
Damn.
Link and Zelda hate themselves.
Yeah. Dude, I think they both need therapy.
Yeah.
Maybe they need couples therapy.
I hope that's
Maybe
chapter
that's
3 when that comes out.
yeah. Chapter 3, couples therapy. Author's
Princess.
note. I wanted to include a little bit of couples therapy in this chapter.
Well, remember the one that we read where at the end they said the next chapter was going to be centered around like an arranged marriage fiction.
Oh,
Like they said it as if it
yeah.
was like as
Like
referred
a
to an
genre.
established genre. So like
Yeah.
anything is like
Arranged marriage genre. Like couple therapy genre. That's awesome.
Princess, Link started quietly. Zelda Zelda fixed her eyes on the horizon, distracting herself with the endlessness of the Gerudo Desert. She didn't want to look back, at least not until she could compose herself. I don't hate you. His voice was full of sincerity and remorse. If you ever thought that, Zelda bit her lip to fight back more tears. Her words were like the wind, tugging at her gently, taking hold of her and begging her to turn around. Link, please, that's very kind of you, but it doesn't change. Her throat tightened and she decided it was too dangerous to continue. What you expect of yourself, Link finished lowly.
Wait, sorry. What? How did he? What's the first thing he said?
Yeah, so she says, Link, please, that's very kind of you, but it doesn't change. And then her throat tightens, so she can't finish what she said. And then he says, what you expect of yourself. Link finished.
Yeah, but wait, what does he say at the beginning again?
He says, I don't hate you. If you ever thought that, just me, like,
And then it's
no, but like what you expect of yourself isn't the second half of that thought. It's the second that because like he just trails off.
Oh, it's the second half of her thing.
Her thought thing, but he's saying like you expect. It's actually like on the page.
It makes more sense.
It makes more sense.
Okay.
And he's like saying you're too hard on yourself, but he's saying it lowly, like. Zelda glanced at him, half in surprise, half in the hopes that he really did understand. He was staring at her with this quality of empathy, of lostness, that made her wonder what else she might find if he would only open up.
That sentence was, or that phrase was, quality of empathy of lostness.
Yeah.
Oof. I think that speaks for itself, honestly. I don't need to say anything else.
So then she says, yes, exactly. He nodded in affirmation.
Is that Y-yes?
Yeah.
Yeah, like she's an anime character, like she's a waifu.
And then he's like an anime because he nods in affirmation, like
right.
He nodded in affirmation, and for once he felt human to her.
Oh my god.
Whoa. Really?
Isn't he not a human? Is he like a human? Like what are they? Isn't he from like isn't he not doesn't he have like spiky ears?
I mean, that's human for them.
That's stupid.
Really and truly human.
What if it was he finally felt like a Gerudo to her? He finally felt like a Rito to her. He finally felt like a giant fucking bird to her.
Not a silent soldier who never did wrong, who never faltered, never felt happiness or pain. He understood her situation, and Zelda guessed even experienced it himself. Thank you, she said weakly. Could we maybe start over? It might have been a trick of the light, but she thought she saw the corner of his mouth lift slightly. A firm nod followed.
Oh, that's cute.
What a freak.
Yeah.
Author's note.
Yes.
This one, I really had fun with this one. Parentheses, I love them both a lot. So I might have gotten a little carried away. Not sure if I got Link's character right, but oh well. I'm hoping to make the next one a little longer, maybe. Anyway, thank you for reading. As always, feedback is greatly appreciated.
It's so weird to me that these people think that Link has like a character. Like it's an RPG. Like the whole point is that you make the character.
Yeah, you predict.
Especially Breath of the Wild, where it's like you like start from nothing and you like build up his whole like ethos. I don't.
Like they just aren't aware of the transparency of the fact that it's just literally for them to project
Yeah,
themselves.
yeah, like it's for them to do that.
Yeah.
Like you can't get it wrong, but you also can't get it right.
Anyway, that was it. So it's a work. The chapters will continue, but that's what we have from the Realm of Blue.
Thank you, Realm of Blue. We
Thank you,
appreciate
Realm
it.
of Blue.
I mean, again, like, you could have spent your time like on 4chan and like posting memes
Oh
about
yeah,
Nazis. So
or
like,
like
thank you for doing this instead, Realm of
or
Blue.
like leaving comments on anything,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
like
Or leaving.
commenting on any.
Which remind? Are there any comments on this fanfic?
There's not.
Okay, that's
I thought
no
it said.
reviews.
Well, there are two. Oh wait, two reviews. You have to click there. Oh, okay. So first review. These are both like two sentences.
That's nice.
Uh, so guest on March 8th commented on chapter 2. You didn't get carried away. It works. Well done.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
Thanks, guest.
And then on February 19th, when chapter 1 was updated, Moon Moon Eye Tiger says, "This is a really good take on what he could have been going through. It's fair to assume that others, not just Rivoli, would have been jealous of him. I like it."
Sure. I mean, yeah, I think it makes sense. It's just like,
Oh yeah.
you
Like this is a pretty competent.
that yeah, it's pretty competent for a fan fiction. I think that's
Oh yeah.
that's
I think as if slash when this continues, we'll look at some of, because I feel like I want to start with a pretty like
yeah.
decent, and like I'll leave a link to this
I
so you
would say,
can
yeah,
read
no
along.
pun intended. No pun
Oh
intended.
yeah, no,
Like,
no pun
yeah.
intended.
I mean, yeah, I think that this was a pretty standard fan fiction.
Yeah, because
No, nothing crazy. Clearly reflecting a lot about the author onto the characters, which,
yeah,
that's like the
bound
best
to
part
happen.
of fanfic.
It's the point of it. It's to
Yeah, I
grow.
mean, really,
You're learning and growing that
yeah,
word.
yeah, I completely agree. Great. Well, this was
Yeah,
great.
I wanted one that kind of, because I feel like the layman's understanding of fan fiction is that like all fan fiction is like really poorly written and like bad,
Or like sexualized,
or yeah, or like porn.
like
And I
grotesquely sexualized.
Yeah, and I
Yeah.
guess like some of that is here, but I mean, you can not really, and you can easily find
Yeah.
that other stuff, but it's not all like that.
No,
But
it's not.
anyway, I think the work speaks for itself.
Definitely.
All right, I'm gonna stop recording.